curious. I'm always
Now, it's not going
curious.
to be like ex-girlfriend great. It's just going to be Tom's dumb great.
Yeah, I know.
And
That's
it's
kind of like where
topical.
we're at with the TOMTENT, because it's like largely
And it's
over.
topical. It's this Nick Fuentes kind of arrest thing.
Yes.
And I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's just say none of Tom's time is spent in crime in the system has taught him anything about the crime in the system. And he just gives the worst takes overall. And I guess probably a good place to kick off. We can either give kind of a summary of what happened, or if you can give your take on what happened with the Nick Fuentes thing, and if he's deserves to be
so one, I think that it's horrifying that he almost got murdered, though. Yeah, that's just it. Like, I mean, he's made himself a target. I mean, that's kind of his thing, is like doing the victim thing, and so it is like, yeah, like that's what's going to play off. I think the person, anybody doing it's just going to help him play into that complex. I think that the first set of shots that we had were like a very good projection of strength. I think that the body cam footage from the police officers was kind of, I think, a recession of that. Because of him like going into the alley and just being like, oh, you know, I want to get away, all that, you know.
My main question, and for anyone listening who didn't know, right, is that obviously Nick Fuentes was doxxed recently, and to at least to a international degree. About a month ago, like his information, like full address, was literally everywhere on the web. It was it
because of the "your body, my choice" thing is what the argument is, and you know, obviously,
of that. Yeah, exactly. So women and people started showing up to his place, and then like he had to hire security, and then a few weeks ago, some lady shows up. She knocks on the door, and he opens the door, pepper sprays her, and shoves her down the stairs, which is like 2 steps or whatever, but still, it's we'll call it assault, right?
Yeah, sure.
That said, the challenge there is that she's casing the place, so she's outside for like 45 minutes prior. Even to the fact that like other passerbys who are also as psycho as her are like canoodling with her and having conversation. Well, I think canoodling is more romantic, but whatever.
It's very romantic.
They're talking and like setting the precedent that they're going to go in there and knock on the door. Not go in there, but knock on the door, and like they want to have this conversation. It's like basically a confrontation. Right? And the big kind of like moral question is that is he in the right to open up the door and blast her with pepper spray and shove her down the stairs? So in the state of Illinois where he is at, they have something called a reasonableness standard, which just means it's not a right to defense where it's just you blast him if you're afraid. It's, would a reasonable person in a similar set of circumstances be at a reasonable fear of their life? So if there's a jury, would every single one of them, the jury as a collective, would that broad group empathize with the idea that it's probably reasonable that you would have fear for your life?
Yeah, and I think...
Did I miss anything?
I think that's like a pretty good description of the first debate, but I think now with the body cam footage getting released of this new person who got arrested after killing 3 other people, I think that the argument is it's kind of numb, right? So it's like if you...
Chad made a great point, and it's not just one guy, because a lot of people bring this up.
Oh yeah, pro tip, don't open the door and call the cops.
Call the cops.
Yep.
All right. 1, it's it's your private property, so let's just get rid of that. 2, and that doesn't mean you can just blast anybody that comes, but he mentions that an hour prior he had called and they drove by, didn't slow down. Now, do we also want to... Now, that doesn't mean you get to blast the mailman because you felt a twitch, but at the same time, the standard that that Semaphore is giving is you just can't go in your yard anymore because they can just come up and you just have to... Now, was that the best set of actions? Absolutely not.
Because the absolute set of actions...
It's not the best...
It's basically like saying, hey, I need to defuse this situation. I'm going to walk up. I'm just going to fire a few shots in the air so they know I have a gun so they don't fuck with me, right? Like, it's one of those. It's not the best choice. It's a choice.
The standard isn't, hey, did he make the optimal choice?
Yeah,
right?
did he make reasonable?
The point is that it's reasonable, meaning you have to add the context that he's being doxxed, right? And
Yeah,
all
yeah,
this
yeah,
information,
yeah,
people are
I think-
casing his place for a month of time. That goes into the evidence of why he would be a little. He may make a decision that's a little off kilter.
Uh-huh.
Let's say
Yeah.
he's under a little pressure.
Okay, yeah, again, I'm not like disagreeing with you here. I think.
But we can already see like a lot of people are going to make this because they're going to be blinded by the fact that he's a Nazi, that they can't see the standard.
Well, I mean, sure. Except for the fact that I feel like I've already primed my audience just to be like, yeah, I think I mean, you know, we're like generally, I think, pro-gun lefties. You know,
well,
I think
Intense Complex says, yeah, it was a Boogie level play, and
Yeah.
I don't know which side you're on, and it doesn't matter. But
well, yeah.
you say Boogie wasn't in the wrong, by the way. Boogie
Well,
was in the wrong
okay.
for shooting in a school zone.
He was.
He wasn't in the wrong for the
discharging
like,
a firearm in a public setting, regardless. Okay, no.
I'm not saying
all
that,
right,
hey,
no.
it's a recommended
No.
action.
Here you go, little. All right, you're American, right? Sorry, I'm just correcting this because I don't know if you're Canadian. Because I'm about. We're gonna go off about. I want to argue about Boogie right now.
I'm from Texas, baby.
Okay, Boogie was absolutely in the wrong. You should never discharge a firearm in a public setting or at anything you don't intend to cause damage to.
Okay, look, I'm not here to argue whether the shot in the air could have harmed people. I'll totally agree.
Oh, no, we're not. No, this isn't an argument of harm, like, from shooting in the air. This is like like, responsible gun ownership. Boogie should never own a firearm again for the rest of his life.
That's fine, right?
Okay.
But like owning a gun and using it in self-defense doesn't require a level of IQ or knowledge, right?
Yeah, sure.
You just buy one without that knowledge.
Yeah.
So you could even say, if you give the evidence that, hey, he had no training, I'm sure a good lawyer could argue that, look, if he wasn't, let's say he wasn't in a school zone, I could bet you would argue that, you know, that this person is accosting him, we'll say.
Yeah, but like that's what they're going to argue legally. I'm arguing my opinion, which is that, yeah, that is like when I stopped respecting anything about Boogie was that incident, because I am very strong firearms person.
And I'll agree with you and agree with Chet that like, look, I would have kept the door closed.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that somebody doesn't have the right to open the door, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and that's fine. Like, I think you could say, hey, he didn't make optimal, and we're doing what is the reasonableness? Because, again, the problem with this is that if we're going to be framing this in ways that people are going to disagree with it, we're going to be missing what we're ultimately here to do, which is examine Tom's framing of it, which is probably going to be really dumb. Which is fine, because, like, yeah, I think I'm right there with you. I think ultimately, for me, I've been looking at it more through the lens of PR, which is that I think that the police footage.
You think he planned, or he was like maybe conspiring to make the most out of this?
No. I mean, he's not. He just is he's just making the best of a bad hand. You know what I mean? It's like getting dealt like deuce 7 and drawing a 2 on the flop, right? Like it's one of those where it's like, yeah, you have something you're working with. It's not great, right? Like pushing and pepper spraying an older woman, sure, but there is a projection of strength that is there, a projection of I don't give a fuck, you know, that is there, you know, which is going to work with his brand.
It's going to be everywhere, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. It works really well with his brand. Add in the victim narrative stuff. So the person that's doing that, I think, is working against their angles. But I do think Nick going into the alley and being like, I need to get away from him is a little.
50-year-old lady with the pins on her jacket wasn't representing her side well.
Well, generally we think that they're a little bit younger and a little bit more blue-haired, right?
Based.
I mean, just being real here, you know. But like,
regardless,
regardless, yeah, that's what I've been doing. No, I'm really curious about the TOMTENT though.
Yeah, so basically, he reviews this video and just comes with, I would say, just a dog trash argument. I'm working on my cursing nonstop.
What do you mean?
So if
you say dog shit, shit is fine. You can say shit all the hell you want.
Yeah, but it's like compulsive now. Now I'm like doing it.
You're running into that. Yeah, that's like that's like once the fucking I get what you're saying. Yeah, those are the worst.
Now, if you go into the Tom VOD, obviously you can't times. I think actually clipping works as a timestamp since it'll let you just play.
Let me see.
But I'll send you the timestamp here.
Yeah, I got you. All right, we getting everything ready as well. We have the upper right here. We do. Okay.
Oh, Tom banned me from making clips. I wonder why.
Very nice.
So if you
wow, dude.
323 3.
320 minus
on the
323.
Yeah, on the thumbnail, you'll roughly see the Nick Fuentes opening the door roughly at that time, or a little bit.
Yeah, I got you. All right, I'm there. Okay,
Before
let me share with
we got
you.
Coomerfied by my brain. Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes pepper sprays woman immediately after
All right,
she
good
rings
go.
the doorbell.
Hi. Oh my god. What are you doing?
What a dumb dude. He picks up the fucking phone and doesn't delete the video. Battery charge for racist Nick Fuentes. Alright. December 6th, Nick.
I feel like deleting the video, that would be deleting evidence, right? Or like, what would that be an issue if you
On
deleted
her
the
phone,
video?
it would definitely be, because if he deletes it on her phone, but I assume you meant if the footage
she
was on
hadn't
his
called
phone.
the cops yet, right? I mean, I guess the crime had already occurred.
If he goes into her phone, I mean,
And
that's
deletes it? Yeah, then
that's stealing, hacking, and
Yeah,
deleting.
yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay. Yeah, so there's already... Okay.
Nick Fuentes, the notorious far-right, racist, anti-Semite, has been charged with battery for a confrontation outside.
Bro, what is with his mixing? Why is the music louder than him on his shorts?
You know, because he probably, like, he got out of the shower, he's like dancing around in his underwear, like jamming out. And he goes, "This would be great," and he's more focused on like the vibe.
Do you
than,
think
like,
is he jamming out to bum 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 bum?
Oh yeah,
when did Tom become a feudal Russian lord? I missed this part of the lore.
I think that's what he listens at home, but if he's in the car, he puts the windows down and plays some Drake. So the ladies
okay.
know he's a
All right.
kind heart.
Fair enough. Jenny, good afternoon. Love you. All right.
His Illinois home. Why? I think Illinois is like a type of like architecture.
You can't even hear him. This is hilarious. He's reviewing
It's like,
his
yeah.
own.
This is so like I think I have it boosted even. Like
280. Holy shit!
the
yeah.
thing is sometimes it doesn't work.
I think it's actually pronounced like Freddie Illinois.
Yeah, there we go.
I think it's the right way to say it, but I don't know why they're like telling us the fucking
It's so
I still can't hear it.
Yeah, I still can't hear him. It's so loud. Like, bro, I don't know if you've been noticing. I've been taking slop segments and I just put like the lightest amount of sound in the background. Like it's like minus like 30 decibels or something. Like
Yeah, they're doing the segment stuff is good. It's good
yeah,
for
it
YouTube.
is.
I've been
I
watching
like
them.
it. It's fun. It works out. It gets me like in the fucking zone to do shit anyways. And it's good to have the regularity. So
All right, we're agreeing too much. Let's
Yeah,
get this out.
So a woman just rang the doorbell. As soon as she rang the doorbell, he opened the door and pepper sprayed her. And they called the cops. He got arrested and charged with battery. And he
So he got arrested weeks later, right?
I don't know the timeline.
I don't believe he got
exactly.
arrested that day. I think he was released of his own recognizance without being charged. It's like a minor
Yeah,
thing.
You know what? You're right. You are right because
Yeah.
later on, when he shows the lady being interviewed by the cops,
Mhm.
she says like, I don't want to decide today if I want to charge. I want to come back and after I talk to an attorney and
Yeah. So like that's like where I'm at is I don't think he got charged in that first day. Then later on it did happen. So all right. Okay, and it's not necessarily wrong. It's just I want to make sure that there is like this spaced out time frame because it definitely sounds way different than like, oh, it is obviously the cops arrested him on site for doing this thing, which I think could be the illusion there, but whatever.
operator hit her phone out of her hand, and then as she fell, I think he also shoved her. She fell to the ground down the stairs. He grabbed her phone and walked off with it. And put it inside. When the cop showed up, he still had her phone, and the woman said that she went up to the door because she was just looking at it. He had gotten doxxed earlier that month because he was running around saying Donald Trump won. So
Okay, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Did any of this happen Like, did the woman say, I think the woman said she rang the doorbell or knocked on the door. So she said she was there in the future video clip, 1. 2, we don't know if Nick held onto the phone until the cops got there either. Right?
Yeah, I don't know those details necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think that those details came up. I've done 2 fucking videos on this already. That's why I'm like kind of just, I don't know. I might be wrong, but like I don't know what the, just seems like adding a lot to fill out the story.
Now it's your body, my choice. That was what he kept saying. You guys thought Kamala was going to win, and then it was going to be your body, your choice. Wrong again. Donald Trump won, so now it's your body, my choice. And then, yes, and then your body, my choice started taking off. And
yeah, there was the video where he was bringing up the your body, my choice thing. But the one that like really set it off was just the simple Twitter message of your body, my choice. That's what most places like hung around because they didn't want to give this like additional context because it's still horrible in the additional context, but it was largely propagated due to the one specific tweet. On the body cam footage, he did give the cop their phone. Okay, cool. All right, Loki. Sounds good.
I just sent you something.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I am just always checking. Apparently, I do have an image here of tomfoolery talking while reading chat.
Yes.
It is
beautiful.
Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. I hope
he gets better.
I really do too. I think the chronic Lyme disease may have given him AIDS because he is still. I didn't know he had more weight to lose. Anyways,
feminists everywhere were raging. I thought it was kind of funny, but you know, whatever. So, cop showed up and arrested him for assault. Oh yeah. Sorry, she was at his house because he got doxxed. He got doxxed because of his your body, my choice thing. And then the feminists spread this everywhere. And as I said at the time, I saw this all over the place. I saw it on TikTok.
It's not just feminists. Everybody was saying it because it was a wild reaction. Like it's just, yeah. Okay.
I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on YouTube. I literally saw his address every fucking where I went. Everybody was spreading this shit like wildfire. It was all over the place. And yeah, it was because the women were upset that he was saying your body, my choice. Wow. So when she got to his house, she just wanted to look. That's what she said. I just wanted to look. And when she got there, there were a bunch of other looky-loos as well. Women driving by. And one woman drove by and stopped her car and said, go knock on the door. She was like, what? She was like, do it. Do it. I'll watch. Go do it. She was like, all right. She was already video recording it and talking about, I'm at Nick Fuentes' house right now. And so, yeah, she just walked up with their phone and he immediately assaulted her. Tons of people were immediately like, she deserved it. You can't go to someone's house.
Part, by the way, totally forgets to mention that she knocked on his door. She, you know, this is, I don't know if it shows any subconscious, like, but he literally says she walked up and then he assaulted her.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, yeah, the walked up, skipping the knock on the door, but also like putting it to this person who came up and told the woman to do it, which is like, you know, again, kind of displacing the blame that she's supposed to get.
Agency.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's a removal of agency. Like, I understand she's old, but like, she seems mostly competent. You know, I think she could feed herself, right? Probably bathe, maybe. I don't know. That might be a little bit too far, but again, I'm really just hinting on this. Like, the part of this that's weird for me is Tom at least continuing to say he got arrested afterwards, and it's like, I really feel like that's the narrative he's portraying, and that's what he thinks happened. But then again, it's not really material to this anyways.
Like that. Nick Fuentes claimed that he was scared for his life because he's being harassed and that is why he attacked her. Okay? She's a fucking retard for going to his house. 1.
Yeah. 2,
he probably does feel harassed. He probably is getting harassed. He probably does have a bunch of people coming up to his house like,
Despite the cringe bit, we will give Tom credit for
Good
acknowledging someone else's opinion.
Yeah,
And
these are fine takes.
He
I
hasn't said
don't
anything wrong yet.
yeah, I don't understand why he's just like, puckering up for like he's in jail or something like that to show you what it was like when he was like going between glory hole to glory hole. But like, I don't really understand the point of that. But it's a stylistic difference that aesthetically,
You just don't take risks like he does.
I don't.
And so it probably is annoying, but a woman standing there like this, like an old woman too, she's like 50 something, right? Like, this is an old woman and she's just standing there with a phone. You did not feel threatened by this one woman standing there with her phone. You didn't.
Yeah, but he literally just acknowledged that that's not what he felt threatened about. He felt threatened about the morass of all of it.
Morass. Is that a turn of phrase?
A morass is kind of like a swamp. So something like fetid, something that kind of just lingers, right? So the morass is there are people coming to harass
Like chlamydia.
him. Yeah, well, it's like the morass would be the swamp of people that are harassing him, and he thinks by spraying one people in that, it might push them all away. That is, I think, the most reasonable way to say this is why he opened the door and pepper sprayed the woman, is to be if you come and do this to me, this is what I'm going to do to you, as like a kind of like a I will defend myself threat. That's why he would do what he did.
Yeah, so you're saying, like, not that this is a military situation, but obviously, if you're, let's say, in like the police or something, there might be like the concept of like
good or bad,
putting fear into the populace, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or whatever that may be, right?
Good or bad, this is what he was trying to do. Not this, kind of just like, oh, he's just doing this mindlessly.
Yeah, he didn't take out a knife.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't crucify. I don't know. What race does he not like? A Jewish he didn't crucify Jesus outside of his house or something like that. He's not going to that level. This is back off, sort of thing.
Exactly.
It's a response, which again, whether you like the guy or not, he just kind of
there's probably a possibility that he looked, of all people that probably knocked on his door, this might have been the most less intimidating.
Just imagine if you're just getting death threats and shit like that constantly.
I bet he got way less knocks.
Huh?
I bet he got way less knocks. Now that doesn't justify it, but the next one's gonna come with a gun. So
yeah, that's where it gets weirder.
I'm sorry, but nobody believes you. If you actually felt threatened by this old fucking woman standing there with her phone, you are more of a pussy than I thought in the first place.
And now let's pause. So this is where Tom gets to be the man. He gets to be that guy.
Dude.
Tom is about to do the fuck Nazis bit.
No. He's doing
because there are a lot of let's be. There are a dozen women in his chat that are probably just sitting there oogling over him, and he's gonna be that guy for them.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's Tom. Like, one of the things that I dislike about Tom, especially when we go back into the Kelly Jean thing, is him trying to propagate this idea of the Coomer man of like the 50s and 60s, who's like, whistling at broads that are walking down the street and everything like that. I prefer not living in a world where that is. I was like actually one of my big issues with him saying we should be normalizing this with Kelly, because I think that is fundamentally a world I don't want to live in, right? And I thought it was just really weird of Tom to want that. So when it comes down to it, Tom needs to project his masculinity, whether it is to defend it for his own right.
So you're saying he's like Fuentes?
What I'm trying to say is he's trying to be a big man because he's envisioning what he thinks a big man is to be that person, rather than actually just being it.
Right, he's putting a mask on to be a man.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like pushing himself up, similar to how like Erudite pushed herself up as this like model immigrant thing who's having all this struggle, when in reality, she had a free place to stay for a year. And she wasn't like homeless. She just had to sleep in her car one night. And she made a 50-minute video about it.
Yeah, she's erudite as slang.
She is
Yeah.
fucking crashing out, and I am here for it, dude.
I like to see the progressive nature
I want
of
to see the
her
PV
split
video.
ends.
I
Her
want to
split
see,
ends just continue to
dude. I want to
multiply.
see. I just want to see her PV video. I want to see what she has to say about PV. I am all here for it. So I don't know. That's where I'm at. Anyways,
He is already a massive pussy, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah, you can't just make an assumption that
just like. It's really not hard. Just say, okay, whatever.
somebody is there to
ahead.
hurt you or there
Go
to
ahead.
attack you
Why did I pause?
or something
No.
like that. Are you actually saying this shit after the other incident? I don't know what other incident you're talking about, but it wouldn't matter as long as it wasn't her. Then it doesn't matter.
Oh my
As
god!
long
this
as
is
if it wasn't
So like
this is
a
just so
woman.
retarded.
Wait, let's be real here. Can a woman not cut a man's penis off? All right. Does
the cut of
Dom
his
not
dick.
know about Lorena Bobbitt? Women are just as capable of being murderers and violent and everything else. I cannot.
Women are born pedos. You know, with men, I think it's like
Wait, what?
women are just born pedos. It's just the way they cut. That's the way they come. That's the way they come.
What?
I'm not going to justify.
Okay. All right, cool. Anyways, yeah, women can kill. Okay, this is like it's crazy. I just feel like the whole point of guns was to make it so that like less muscular men and women could defend themselves. Right?
Yeah, and women are pedos.
I don't.
Not her. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. I do not know.
There is no like. There is no
I'm sure some women are, but
like. Oh, I went to a BLM protest and I got assaulted a bunch of times there. So then when somebody rang my doorbell, I just fucking kicked them in the chest because I was afraid for my life. Like, that's not how that works. Like,
yeah, but that's not what this is. This is literally people online sharing his private information, most likely saying that they want to, somebody should go do something about this guy. People are like prowling around outside of your place. This is a very different from, I went to a protest, got beat up, and was terrified. So I knocked out the mailman after I dropped him.
Yeah, basically he's making the argument, well, he shouldn't have been afraid in a vacuum.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, again, it's just not, okay. All right. Good job.
if they are specifically tracking you down and go to where you are, it's safe to assume their intentions. Did he ask her if she tracked him down and went to where he is?
How else would you get there? How the
Holy
fuck else would you get there? How would you get there? It's just like, oh my god, like this is the proof is in the matter of her being there. Like
Well, even so, right? Even let's say that's not proof enough, which is
What, so,
fair.
like, this-
We
wait,
could
you're
say
saying this
he
woman's
looked
just
out the
taking a stroll
window.
down memory
He has
lane.
security cameras.
Uh-huh.
He peeked out the window and saw the same lady there for an hour.
Uh-huh.
Like there are so many other ways to assess this information. This is just so low IQ.
How? No,
interpretation.
the assessment of this is that she was there in the first place and was hanging around. I'm sorry. That's not, you see a direct, oh, I got doxxed, and now weird, old, like, you know, allegedly feminist women are like prowling around my place. I think I know why. Like, this isn't, you don't even need that. She's there in the first place. Why would somebody be there unless he was already doxxed?
Now we're not now ready. We're strapped in, right?
Uh-huh.
We're going to the top of the roller coaster.
Okay.
It's clicking, but the clicking is slowing down.
Oh no. Okay, all right.
Did he ask her that? I must have missed that part of the video. This is, I'm pretty sure, how he answered the door. I'm almost positive she did track him down. That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. I don't know if you guys are fucking retarded, but I'll ask again. Did he ask her if she tracked him down to go to his house?
Assertive.
The only way this works is if she just magically guessed he was at the house, right? Like, completely magically guessed. There's no way Tom is making a valuable assertion.
Stop asking retarded questions like a fascist. You guys are stupid, okay? You don't understand the law. He assaulted and battered this woman, okay? That's what it is. You're fucking delusional fascist. Okay.
These are completely separate statements. He can, one, be able to totally understand that that happened. He could have also committed an assault as well, even if it was reasonable that he did it. But that wouldn't change the nature of what the action is.
Well, by Tom's logic, he could have just asked her to leave, and then she would have left.
Yeah, maybe.
Left.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's well, the thing is, according to Tom's logic, we can just talk it out with everybody. So I think that I truly pray that no one ever has a crossbow in like Tom's vicinity, because I don't think crossbow people can be reasoned with.
Look, Tom just tried to talk it out with Kelly, and it didn't work, and he's been hurt ever since.
Oh, I mean, he talked it out. I'm not going to make the sexual joke with the word rub in it after this. I'm just going to click play on the video.
Well, he's going to get charged and convicted with this fucking crime, because this is how the law works. If you don't understand the law, that's fine. I can explain it to you.
Guys,
but,
anyone in chat disagree? You just hate the law. It's anti-American.
It's like, why would you trust Tom for legal takes? You shouldn't trust anyone online for legal takes, including Rob Knorr and Pisco. And I think they're
including uneducated dropouts who switched to a life of drugs and just got out of the fucking slammer. Yeah, they're not my go-to.
All right, to be fair, it's been, I believe, over 7 years since he's been incarcerated.
Yeah, but he's got like the schlong COVID of after effects from prison.
Yeah, the thing is, though, it's like, I'm not going to say I don't believe Tom is still a drug addict. I think he's a freak.
Oh, I think he abuses the fuck out of Adderall. He stayed
Adderall. Oh, well, yeah, but I don't know.
It's an amphetamine. It's on the same branch. And he's talked about staying up for multiple days in a row. I'd say meth, Adderall, it doesn't really matter at that point. You're disrupting your life so bigly.
Yeah. I think this is truly
making thumbnails too. By the way, that was what.
This is the biggest issue with Mr. Girl. Mr. Girl protected Destiny so much that he got an entire area addicted to Adderall. This is the face of a man deep in that Adderall addiction. Okay, do you see the 1,000-yard stare, the blind eyes, the terrifying middle-aged lesbian sunglasses? Yes, this is what Adderall
calls
does
this
to you.
Serious mode.
It's
right?
Super serious.
Because they basically, when, and you can take Adderall, right? But when you're an entertainer, right, and you take Adderall, you're going to be able to accomplish probably what most entertainers struggle with. Most comedians, most streamers, fucking lazy. Mm-hmm. Now, that doesn't, just in the daily task or, bubble of things, right? It's infamous. Comedians and streamers typically have trouble with that. That's why their places are always a mess. So when they get on Adderall, they probably think, wow, all of my life's problems, the reason I wasn't able to get a job when I was young and be successful, all that stuff that they failed in that wasn't entertainment. The problem is that now you're unfunny. That's Destiny's problem. That's probably Thomas. He was never funny, but let's hope.
Tom is funny to laugh at, less to laugh with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with Destiny, I still think Destiny can be funny every once in a while.
It is so rare now. He's just not. He's not the kind of person where you want to just jump into stream and start some drama. Mm-hmm. He's not a good time. He is. Yeah, but
I think I think that's more about the air of what's going on around us generally. This year has been a psychopath year for drama.
8 years in politics, and now this one's weird. Not Trump getting into presidency, not January 6th, but now.
Well, I mean,
break.
The thing is, it's not like he's inaccessible. It's just he doesn't have he has been pushing out. He did ban Rob Knorr and shit, but. Look at the drama people that he had. He had to expunge himself from John Zerka. I guess Darius is.
I don't disagree with any of that for sure. But I would say there's a direct correlation between him getting invite events and me not finding a show entertaining.
Oh, I think the reason why I don't find his show entertaining is because it's all research streams at this point. And the most entertaining that he does is now focused on specific and few streams, which are basically anything else, or, you know, it was with Grontos, like kick or keep. It was dog shit, but, you know, it was something.
Hey, look, Intense Complex in chat says, Rao's right. We didn't ruin Tom. The Adderall did.
True.
And I would say,
okay.
I actually
it's a 50-50.
bullied this man into a life of celibacy and online dating, because now he does not socialize with anyone but Mantis. I wasn't even making videos prior to him getting with Mantis, but I'm going to take credit for it.
Yeah, I think it was that Valentine's Day stream that really screwed up the Mantis thing. Personally.
Valentine's? I don't know if I remember that
Valentine's, so the day before Valentine's, right, was when Mantis talked to food shops and called food shops a pedophile after condescending on everyone calling food shops a pedophile for months. And then during that conversation, she said that Tom was her boyfriend. The next day, when Tom talked to Stardust, Stardust is like, oh yeah, that's your girlfriend. And then, you know, Tom lets it pass once. And then later on in the conversation, like 25 minutes in, you know, a bit later, he's like, by the way, Mantis isn't my girlfriend. It just so happened that he told Stardust.
I didn't know this.
You didn't know this?
No.
Ryle,
I mean,
what are you talking
I might have
about?
heard it in passing, right?
No, dude, this has been the one thing I've been dogging on Mantis for this whole time, because the timing could not be funnier. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's funny. I like Mantis. Mantis is cool. So I don't.
Sure.
I try not to dog her. And that sounds.
No, you
like,
you get along with Mantis. I don't. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with never getting along with Mantis. I think we're both better off without. I don't think that we have like mutualizing characters. How long ago? So that would be 10 months ago. Approximately.
Yeah, I can grab it.
I'm looking real quick.
I'm guessing it's unlisted, so
it's on no, it was February 14th. It might even be addressing the allegation. What day was this one? How do we make women feel welcome?
And other tips on sexual harassment.
I don't know. President Sunday versus F-bombs. It's February 16th. Going over everything. It might be this. Going over everything? February 13th. No. So it's Andrew Wilson playing with fire red pill? February 15th.
We can do this offline.
No, he did take the February 14th video down. You are correct, yeah. You were right.
Yeah, he's been deleting any archive stuff.
Nice. Good for him. Honestly, good for him to move past it. You know, that is the one thing I will give Tom. I am glad that he got himself out of the lolcow cycle. Parallax, have a good night. Have a good rest. Firsty, yeah, we're doing TOMTENT. But yeah, no, that did happen. I'm sure I can look it up at some point. It's a very, very funny moment. That was like, I think, the moment that I completely lost everything, because I had just finished watching Mantis call food shops a pedophile and call Tom her boyfriend. And then Tom goes live, and I'm just like watching him like a little bit behind on the live. And I hear him talk to Stardust, and he's like, by the way, Mantis isn't my girlfriend? And it's like Valentine's Day. It was just there. It was just very much there for me, you know? So, all right, let's keep going.
You know, I'm telling you how the law works, all right? If you're just going to get triggered and call me a fascist, that like you people always do, then it is what it is. She was stalking him, not just standing on some random property. Oh, so tell me what steps he went through to assess that she was stalking him. No self-defense against stalking? No, explain to me. How did he assess? I asked you a question earlier. You didn't answer it because this is part of assessing the situation. You're saying she did go to his house, though, after finding out where you... Okay, fine. How did he know that?
Mantis W. You're not allowed to explain the law in that beanie.
Stop, dude. Bro, I don't even... Oh, my... Mantis sometimes,
he assessed that situation. Did he ask her? The simple fact that she was there means she was stalking him. Really? So nobody would ever go to his house. Nobody would ever talk to Nick. Nobody would ever knock on his door. Nobody would ever go up to his house unless they're stalking him. That's what you're telling, especially a woman, right? Especially a woman. No woman would ever go to Nick Fuentes' house. If they did, it's got to be a stalker. Is that's what you're saying, right? Especially after like the videos with Destiny.
Oh, we get it. He's a virgin.
No, that's not Ryle. That's not what he's referencing. Okay. Tom is talking about something that kind of got a little hush-hush. All right. But there is an article about it. Okay. I need to find it. It's just going to take me 1 second. All right.
Oh, is he calling him gay?
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's calling him gay right now. Yeah, that's the article about Destiny sucking off Nick Fuentes. That one. I think that's the joke he's making. That's why, like, he's not even emasculating. I think he's just calling him gay.
Well, Tom is, he really brings out the big hit. I got nothing. I was going somewhere with that, and then I read
there's
chat.
not much you can do with it. It's just kind of there. You just kind of let it flow, right? It's just like, wow. Tom went just as low as we expected him to. Shocker.
There, it's definitely not going to be a woman showing up to his house unless she's there to beat him up. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, because he said we learned about the Destiny thing, There.
Why won't you say she's stalking? She was stalking. Now answer the question. I don't know why you're pivoting so much. Answer the fucking question. She's stalking him. Now answer the question. How would he know if she's stalking him?
Because she is. What?
Anybody? How would he know that she's stalking him? How did he assess that she was stalking him and that she was a threat? So what, even if he knew she was stalking him, was he scared she was about to break the door down, so he had to act first? Well, exactly. So I was going to get to this, but these two motherfuckers are too dumb to answer questions. So he knew he had stalkers and death threats. She wasn't the first. Police refused to respond. Clear-cut case. Okay, first off, you can't assault people because of stalking. Stalking is not a scenario where you can use self-defense.
Wait. So this fucking snake bastard, right? What he just did is that he asked for evidence she was stalking and that he knew she was stalking. And then he starts his response with the evidence by saying, well, you can't assault somebody for stalking anyway. So the reason I asked my question was totally irrelevant. I was actually asking a stupid question. I didn't know it, but I just want to make sure that you know.
Well, yeah, exactly. This is like the thing. Tom is he's doing the sissy hypno, right? And like, that's like what he's doing. He's using, just that. He's just using sissy hypno here. That's the point. He's trying to get you.
I don't know your
overanalyze
fucking terms.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, what Tom's
fucking
trying
male
to do
Brittany
is
Simon over here trying to get all fucking.
No. This isn't that. This is like this is way different than Brittany Simon. Brittany Simon would appreciate sissy hypno because she does it as well, right? What Tom's trying to do is like this forced emasculation and using that as like a point of power where he's just introducing as many irrelevant facts as possible to confuse the viewer who is disagreeing with them and leave them in a almost like sissified or feminized state.
Right, it's always very cucked and passive aggressive.
Yeah,
because it's all alligator armed with his vocal fry.
Yeah.
He's
and like, well, the further point is, it's like you and I are sitting here, we're arguing against this first point, right? And now, even though he's granting that first point, just granting it for the argument that he has because it has nothing to do with it, we've already spent energy and exhausted that energy responding to this first point, which it is completely irrelevant, which is just bullshit. Just say the point that you actually want to make.
True.
You are not in imminent danger because of stalking, especially not when you're inside of a locked house.
Okay,
and the other person has made
I'm
no
going
attempt.
pedantic right now. Imminent danger.
Yep.
Right. Again, he's doing like the Mr. Girl flip the words to be, convenient.
Yeah.
It's not. He just because the law is reasonable threat or reasonable sense of threat.
Wait, we can do the same thing with Tom here. Do you think Tom knows the law?
Not in that beanie.
Not ever. Like it's not even not in the okay, dude. You need to stop. The mantis simpery is terrifying sometimes.
Who do you think's in my DMs giving me my talking points?
Oh, nice. Good point. All right. Well, anyways, but no,
that's weird. Why was that your response?
I don't know. I don't know. You seem like you need happiness in your life. She makes you happy. All right. I don't know.
No. She's a good debate opponent. I don't like dehumanize her like I do Tom. That's all.
Okay. I don't know why you're getting so defensive now.
I just don't want to put it out there that was.
This is how it works, Kelly. This is how it starts. I'm sorry. Do you love her, Ryle?
She's my favorite. In fact, just wait till you see next Valentine's Day.
Oh my god, dude. Don't. It's. I'm sorry.
That's the whole reason I went on this call mark.
I got
to defeat him to get to Mantis.
I do have to say, I have been recalling. I feel currently. How I feel about you is like I feel like I'm Luigi, and there's no more bank CEOs, right? It's just my buddy Ryle and his Princess Mantis.
Say me Mario, please let me Luigi. Why what you saying, bro? That bitch is
Anyways, sorry. But...
to break in. That's just not something that you can use self-defense for. So, sorry, but you just changed the goalposts. Stalking can easily make you afraid for your life. I didn't move the goalposts. I'm trying to get you guys to make it to where there's an assessment for where he's afraid for his life. So.
Yeah, okay, so he does know the legal reasonability argument of defense.
Yeah, he's bobbing between them, right?
Okay.
He can only keep. He's got like how like paintball guns they have like a hopper, right?
Yeah.
If every ball in the hopper was a thought, I think he would have like a coin purse.
Okay.
Of a hopper, or like a pill bottle.
Okay.
Worth of thoughts he could hold in his head at one time, and so once he can't cross-reference them either.
So the thing is, I think that this is actually a better critique of like the way that Tom does his stream, is that Tom doesn't actually have ideas or thoughts that he wants to put out. He just wants to react to chat and have conversations, which I think is, again, fraught with issues, right? And this is like a great example of that. The issue is like then when you actually watch the videos where he's like, hey, I'm going to put down an opinion or something like that, he gets basic math wrong and they look kind of insane.
I don't know if I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, look, if he wants to berate his chatters for the people like Mantis who are into that.
Dude,
right?
I don't care about, I'm saying
I don't,
like, in terms of the content, that's something I dislike about it, because like I don't get a feel for who Tom is. But yeah,
it's unwatchable.
That's like what I think. I think it's bad content because you're not actually projecting something forward.
Well, and then he bans like the new people to come in because they disagree, which is what he wants. Mm-hmm. So it's this. To be fair, slowly going towards zero goal of his, where it'll just be him and Mantis in a private call eventually.
Fair, some of the new fans that he gets are leaders of the Chinese Communist Party.
True.
All right. And those
and
leaders,
North Korea.
Yeah. Well, no. President Xi came into his chat at one point and quite literally said about Tom,
Very things TOS.
Hey, Tom, I've been a fan of yours for a long time, but I've seen the leaked Discord video of you, Tom, and you're a freako. I've seen what you did to those aborted fetuses, you dirty baby fuckaroo. Okay, like this has become.
Jesus.
This is quite literally like
I thought
become a
I had that
copy
video in private. I didn't know it was out there in the public.
No, because he just has his shorts up. What do you mean? I didn't even watch your video for that. I just watched his stream.
Wow, he was able to get baby genocide into a short. That's pretty impressive.
It's just, I'm just saying that it's just, yeah, you had a guy come in and call him a dirty baby fuckaroo. And I just, every once in a while, it's a good meme. I like it.
Oh, okay. So did he see this woman?
But I think Tom was justified in banning President Xi for calling him a dirty baby fuckaroo.
I would say, listen, Tom is subhuman, but I think he deserves this one win.
Yeah, he's not a dirty baby fuckaroo.
Well,
No, he's not. We have no evidence of that.
well, no evidence.
We
but
don't even, well, no,
we have a
because-
lack of evidence, but that doesn't prove the negative, right? I would say it's
No, but
ambiguous.
the thing is,
his
we
baby,
can't prove
his
the
baby
positive.
genocide and fucking is
The proof
ambiguous.
of the positive is required to go ahead and make this moral condemnation. And the reason why I'm going to harp on this is that at one point we were kind of looking at some like weird information that we got cleared up with the ex-girlfriend. And that's why I'm like, nope, let's make sure.
Well, if you just cuck yourself out to facts and stuff, yeah. Who needs those, though?
True, actually. Good point. Let's lie.
Before? Was she following him around somewhere else? From what I understand, she just showed up, and as soon as she showed up, she was there for a couple minutes before walking up to the door. So where did the stalking come in? Where was
Now he's
the
denying any sort of...
where was the stalking? Like,
Yeah, the 45 minutes pacing around. There are people that are walking around outside his place. He's seeing himself get cased. Like, and not just that woman, but the ingress of every other person that had gone ahead and done something weird in that situation.
You may want to like 1.2 it, and it'll there'll be a moment where it'll heat up here in a second, where he'll just say some wild things, and then we can.
Dazed. All right, let's roll.
I've dealt with this personally. Okay?
There.
I've dealt with this. I've had people follow me around.
All right, go back. All right, I didn't
so
realize it
literally
was
you
right
made me-
then.
Bro, like we had like perfect pants and everything, and you're like, oh, dude, no,
I
never
fucked
mind.
it
We have
up.
to 1.2.
Go back.
All right,
10.
you're fine.
Go back 10 seconds. Let's get
Yeah,
this.
well, it's fine.
This
It's
is
okay.
beautiful.
No, it's good.
Where
it's
was
good.
the where was the stalking? Like, I've dealt with this personally. Okay, I've dealt with this. I've had people follow me around. I've had people take pictures of me. I've had people create a fake.
Ryle, he's talking about us.
I personally
have made a lot of thumbnails of Tom that are not Tom.
candid photos or
Not candid, not special, but I did take them from his streams, and then I did make him look weirder.
well, he's alleging, and because if you listen to the whole thing, he alleges that he is being stalked in real life. That he has fans that just cannot resist.
Do you think it's Trib?
I mean, if he makes contact with Trib, eye contact with Trib, I don't know if I could. That's I don't know anything.
I am getting a picture of tomfoolery with his optical skills here as a child. I just need to refresh everybody in the chat. So I don't know if he's gonna lock eyes with Trib, right? So. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. This is all right. I gotta show you the thing I made at Erudite.
Like tomfoolery accounts or fake tomfoolery fan page
One thing,
accounts.
Yeah, go
pause. One just tip is anytime you pause, sometimes we'll miss context cutting it up. Yeah, roll back. This is we need to get every ounce of this.
Every ounce of it.
Tell me you're stalking. Like, I've dealt with this personally. Okay, I've dealt with this. I've had people follow me around. I've had people take pictures of me. I've had people create fake like tomfoolery accounts or fake tomfoolery fan page accounts where they're walking around taking pictures of me in my everyday life and shit like that.
What is this ninja on?
Yeah, this is. I don't recall any of this ever happening. I am very curious to know who did this, because I would admonish this happening, but I'm sorry, I have been watching so much TOMTENT, this has never come up.
Yeah.
Like, this is absurd. Like, it's the guy's been logged from here to, you know, high heavens. What is
I'm closer to a TOMTENT degree than Tom was ever to a degree.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, you're finding like the old shit, dude. Like you reinvigorate. You know, you're a necromancer of TOMTENT. You know, so it's like, yeah, dude, this is just so odd that I mean, maybe, but like, I want to know who.
The cops can't do anything about that. There's literally nothing they can do if somebody wants to.
Do you think that he's talking about people on YouTube that take his Tom's avatar and then say not tomfoolery?
I think he's literally, I mean, the only thing that like immediately comes to me is what he's doing is he's literally transplanting like a Destiny talking point or something. He's getting this piped into his brain and it's not from his own experience. So that's all we can know.
It's like, again, like, it's just very, very odd.
Come up and knock on my door, they're allowed to do that. If somebody wants to take pictures of me without my permission, they're allowed to do that. If they want to post them on the internet and pretend that they are me when they're not me, they're allowed to do that.
Oh, that's right.
These are all things that are...
I used to have Tom's face as my avatar all the time.
He's actually talking about
me.
you, bro. Bro, did he call the cops on you?
Bro, Georgia, PA. Fucking Atlanta, PA is
bro,
fucking...
dude. Holy this is... You know, I hope Destiny's 20 grand finally gets the justice Tom deserves, dude.
Yeah, I really hope.
Okay.
Hopefully, I don't need to go to a black church next time I'm in Atlanta.
You are in.
I will not be in.
I think you'll be fine. I think that Atlanta is terrified of Tom, just as we are. That's why they let him vote. It wasn't out of, like, rights or anything. It was about a fear, okay? They realized he was getting into politics. They didn't want to see what happened if he stops.
100% illegal, nothing wrong with it. If you were killed at your house, 100% it's a leftist. I don't know. Yeah, you guys just don't understand the law and you're bringing up a bunch of random shit that has nothing to do with the law. You're a leftist. The right doesn't kill. First off, we're not talking about killing anybody. I don't know where the fuck you got this from.
I mean, yeah, because he hasn't gotten to the killing content. This is also just the easiest this is the easiest chat bait that you just ignore.
Secondly, you are a leftist because you apparently were against fucking the way that Kyle Rittenhouse handled his situation, where he was being chased.
What is he yapping about? He had to bring up another argument from the past to win this debate with a fucking chatter. And you're right. Like one of his big problems, right, is just like I think this is like just basic social cues. Is you don't like blame. You can do it as a meme, right? But like generally, you don't want to like take like one chatter and then blame everyone in chat. Like that's some low-count shit. That's how you like get the mob against you. You don't want the mob against you. You want to pick out the person and say, fucking intense over here. This is what you're saying. Not, all of you are dumb because you just don't understand me. It's like, that's not how you handle that situation.
The thing is, all right, so I want to agree, but I think
it'll hurt that chatter's feelings for sure.
Think that, you could, I mean, even this though, this chatter isn't doing that. They're trolling. There's nobody who's going to sincerely say only leftists kill. That is like a rational actor that you should take seriously, right?
Oh, so you're saying this person, so you're saying there's someone in his audience
that's just saying the shit that we would say to him to fuck with them.
I have a tough time believing, just on the fact that Tom at this point has rooted out everyone who is not, who is somebody that, gets a little antsy or fucks with him. So I don't think he has any trolls left. I think all the trolls are gone because he's banned them or they've shown themselves. So imagine like 4 months after Tom's last controversy. So if that's the case, I mean, who besides me is watching this shit? You know what I mean? That's not a fan of Tom. You'd have to be an avid fan.
No, you could be a friend. You could be just somebody who's like fucking with your streamer. Like I encourage that a lot in my stream to like have my stream say weird crazy shit.
Oh, the
Primordial is a good example of this.
The point I was getting at there was that if you're there, that Venn diagram does not overlap. There's the someone who can do abstract humor by trolling while being that kind of Tom fan, someone who's there 6 months later.
Yeah, if you're gonna be like I don't know. I think he has to have some disparate voices just to keep his show running at all, though. You know? And the thing is, again, what if his line is getting called a dirty baby fuckaroo?
Well, they'd just be spitting facts.
Sure. All right.
And ran away and retreated first. Then, after retreating, and they still threw stuff at him, they still chased him. Then he stopped and turned at the person, told them to stop. They didn't, and then when they reached towards him and assaulted him, he shot them dead. Then he ran away again, and again, these people assaulted him and he shot them dead. This is how self-defense works. People have to actually be attacking you or doing something to make you fear for your life. So if we think about the recent situation with Penny, where the guy was...
This is not true. There are many self-defense cases where the person isn't, let's say, necessarily swinging a bat at you, right? We can think of plenty of cases where, apparently I can't think of any at the moment, but there's so many examples out there. I hope
almost every form of self-defense is if you are under a reason. If I pull a gun on you and you punch me in the face to make an effort to disarm me, you would not consider that assault. Just the mere brandishing of the gun would be that. The brandishing of another weapon would be that. Yeah, like this is simple. That is not considered assault. Preemptive defense absolutely exists, especially when the first encounter is the brandishing. It is the fear that you have, Brazilian line chat. You have to feel in fear you might lose your life or cause bodily harm to yourself, right? That is the defense, all right? It doesn't necessarily have to be lose a life. It could also be getting your eyes gouged out or getting beat up and stuff. Like, that's absolutely there, as a part of what it could be. That's GemFem. It's being black does not mean that you are allowed to just assault them. Interesting take though, Gem. On the train, a homeless person came in and said, I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to get money tonight. I'm starving. And he starts walking up to people and screaming and yelling at them, telling them to give him food or give him money, and gets in their faces and is overly verbose and loud and screaming and yelling. And they took him down and put him in a headlock, and the guy ended up choking and dying. This case was considered self-defense. Why? Because this guy had done actions that posed a threat, and they can actually name all of the actions that they assessed to come to the conclusion that he was a threat. In this situation, you're saying this woman was just there, therefore she was a threat. Nick Fuentes is scared of a little woman, and her just being close to him was enough for him to fucking lose his shit and go and attack her. That is illegal, okay? You're a fucking fascist. If you disagree with that, you're okay with people just attacking other people. No. You're not a fascist if you just do violent things. There's like way more... It's... Tom confuses me because I feel like he's doing like this left, like, call everything fascist stuff. Like, that's just like encouragement of violence. You could have that under a junta that isn't necessarily fascist. This is all very dumb. There's like a whole ideology behind fascism, man. Like,
just because they're scared. Now, it's true. He could have really been afraid for his life. I believe it. He's a fucking bitch and a half, okay? He's not just a bitch. He is a bitch and a half. I've seen Nick Fuentes for years, okay? This guy is a bitch and a half. But... even though I totally believe he is terrified of little tiny old women, I also know...
I mean, Sulfur's 5'1". Tom is terrified of little tiny old women. This is like a thing.
That it doesn't matter. That, like, if there's a black person who believes all white people are racist and want all black people dead, that doesn't mean that that black person gets to start hitting white people that they're around because they feel
this isn't even in the analogy, by the way.
This is all just analogy. Rambling, and it's like just interlinking thoughts. It's just a spew. It's like Tom literally looked at alphabet soup as a teleprompter for this, whatever it is that he's doing. None of this makes any, he's just saying shit, you know?
You're just a fascist, man.
Their lives. You can actually feel afraid for your life, but we don't say anyone who's afraid for their life gets to use self-defense. No, it's called a reasonable fear for your life.
Oh, and
a
he's so
reasonable
smug. He's such a smug sack of shit.
Yeah.
Just from his stupidity, he just sits up there on his dumb fucking high horse. God, it just makes me mad. All right, I think so. He goes on for like another 5 minutes. And there's a little more content left. I'll let you choose.
I understand, and I'm glad that you've brought this to us. I suppose someday he will find out that a guy showed up at Nick Fuentes' door with a gun and a mini crossbow, and he'll understand that the threat was probably significantly more legitimate. But I guess that'll be the next episode, won't it? Thank you, Ryle. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and yeah, thanks for having me on, and
100%.
we'll do it again another time.
I can't wait for Sunday something. All right, I'll talk to you soon. You'll be good.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, link me that Erudite edit.
Oh, here, I'll play it for you real quick. This is
Let's go.
100% like this is. I just like I don't. This is I don't know if you know this about me. I kind of just schizo post sometimes. I did this in like 10 minutes. It was less than that. It was like 7 minutes. Can you see it?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right.
It's dog fucking time.
That's my new Erudite intro.
That's beautiful. I would say it's a work of art, but
Yeah.
it's erudite. You know, there's a cap on appreciation I could have, but you've capped out that.
I
That
will
tier.
continue doing this forever and ever. Be good, Ryan. I'll talk to you soon.
Later, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
That was fun. That was good.
fear for your life, and Nick Fuentes did not have a reasonable fear for his life. Him being a fucking bitch is not
How
reasonable.
long does he... So he goes through the body cam footage. Does he get to the murder shit? No. And he's doing this currently. I feel bad that he doesn't realize that, like, the conversation has shifted since, like, a very legitimate threat has, like, occurred. You know? I don't want to, like, really... I feel like this is on Tom. Okay? Just so we're clear. Like, I feel any reasonable person getting engaged with all this stuff is going to know you probably need to pay attention to the day-by-day goings of this. And I don't think it was, like, hidden information that Nick Fuentes had a guy show up to literally kill him with the tools to do such things. But Tom doesn't know that, even though that's something I've already made a video about, and I feel if you want to actually keep up to date on topics like this, you can remember to like and subscribe to the YouTube, because we're going to keep doing it.